Wallahi ban taɓa kai.
Yaushe kuka shigo nan?
Mun daɗe mu nan muke.
Kun dade a nan?
Muna nan ne mu.
To me ya kai ku can ya ja baku mota?
Can
Nan da wata uku, ka ce nan da wata uku.
Aiki ne muke yi da shi.
Wani yin aiki?
Patrol.
Daga nan ku je can ku patrol? Kwara State?
Wallahi. Ilori government na give us this motor.
To the weapon you go give now?
Some of them are them now. Wallahi na from Abuja. Even you go Kogi here.
You go Abuja go collect the weapon.
Babangida, yes.
Now for Abuja you go collect the rifle, Abina for Ilori. How you take no say na from Abuja?
Me, I know because we there with them. We go patrol how many times with them. Oga Bito and the Tinja. All of them they involved. Now their weapon. Oga Tinja. Now their weapon. Not our own.
Okay.
Not our own. Not our own. Wallahi not our own.
No wala now.
Now Oga Tinja na their own.
We'll go and pick all of them.
This is a very heavy allegation. It needs to be investigated by the authorities. And you heard that right. According to their confession, their weapons were given to them by Kwara government officials. And he also mentioned Abuja. The authorities must get to the root of the matter. Whoever delivered the weapons to these guys must be arrested and investigated and charged to court. This is very possible. Many people believe that when people say that the government or people in government sponsor terrorism or criminals, they think, it is just hearsay or propaganda or maybe trying to paint the government in bad light. No, it actually happens. They do this because they want to create that insecurity so that they will budget money for it and now steal the money. That's how it works in Nigeria. And to know that the security vote is limitless, that a governor can wake up and say, we are now facing serious insecurity. Therefore, we have increased the security vote to maybe 50 billion naira per month. Yes. And no one, according to Nigeria's constitution, no one has a right to question how he used that money. He can't be called, that's the governor. Even the state assembly cannot invite the governor to query him to explain how he spent the security vote. So these are the problems we have in Nigeria. This is how they waste taxpayers' money. If a state is experiencing peace, there is no violence anywhere, people in government can introduce violence artificially in this manner. And once that is done, they will be forced to spend money on security vote to stop the violence. That's how they steal money, because no one can account for it. This was exactly how James Ibori stole all the money he stole in Delta State when he was governor. At the time, he was spending about 1 billion naira per day in Delta State. Yes, that was the time they had crisis in Warri. He was spending that amount of money. This was the naira of yesteryears, naira of more than 20 years ago. So this is how it works for them. They will introduce that violence, which is artificial by the way, and spend money to quell the violence. So this is not strange in any way. It can happen. That's why the authorities, that's if they are serious about solving insecurity, they have to go after the people who supply them the weapons. While we are talking about this one in Kwara State, in Zamfara State, another confession is happening. A known terrorist who was declared wanted by the Nigerian army, Bello Tuji, defended the Minister of State, Bello Matawale. There's been a trending video of one imam in the north who has been exposing all the people in government, how they are associated with some questionable people, including terrorists. He has made a lot of accusations that the government should at least try to investigate. He accused Bello Matawale, the current Minister of State for Defense, of being friends with terrorists, of sponsoring them. Now, this known terrorist who was declared wanted has made a video defending Bello Matawale. Is that possible? How in the world did someone like this man with such a character, being an associate of a terrorist, become a Minister of State for Defense? He shouldn't have passed scrutiny. Such a man should not have the privilege of knowing state secrets, because being a Minister of State for Defense, it means there are certain security briefings he's aware of. He's briefed at a certain level. That also means he's got security clearance under this administration. Yes. How can such a man who is associated with a known terrorist that was declared wanted, how can he be so deep inside this government to the extent that he is Minister of State for Defense? So you can now understand why insecurity will never end in Nigeria. They can't fight the security challenges because they are neck deep into the insecurity themselves. Now let's see Peter Obi's reaction to the trending video. Writing on his verified X handle, he said, "Insecurity and the crisis of accountability in Nigeria. Yesterday, a disturbing video emerged from Kwara State in which suspected terrorists arrested by security forces claimed that ammunition and logistics were supplied to them by government officials. This allegation, now circulating widely, demands nothing less than an immediate, transparent and independent investigation. Over the years, trillions of naira and billions of dollars have been continuously collected by the government in the name of security. Yet, insecurity has only expanded across the country and in an increasingly brazen manner. This type of news fallout goes to give credence to the much-referenced quotation of late military leader General Sani Abacha that any insurgency that lasts more than 24 hours, the government is involved. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo reinforced this point even more directly when he said, "Before I left office, Nigeria could identify and locate anyone who committed any crime anywhere in the country. Today, with technology such as drones and improved tracking tools, we can easily locate and remove them. But we are not doing that. Why are we negotiating with terrorists? The government controls telecommunications, intelligence systems, and even financial trails, yet kidnapping, banditry, and terrorism continue to thrive. This reality raises serious questions for those in power. Between 2010 and 2015, under President Jonathan, Nigeria built one of the most advanced police communication and tracking infrastructure in its history. These systems were specifically designed to track criminal movements, particularly those of terrorists, monitor communications, and facilitate rapid response. We must therefore begin to ask, where are these pieces of equipment and why are they not being used? Why do terrorist confessions so often implicate government officials? In cases such as the St. Mary's Catholic School attack, about 100 children were released just days ago and government officials celebrated, yet no terrorist was arrested, no punishment announced, and to this day, no clear update has been given on the more than 200 children and teachers still in captivity. Why have we not deployed the equipment already at our disposal to trace these terrorists and rescue the remaining abducted school children? When insecurity persists on this scale, day after day, it points either to complicity or to a failure of leadership. No society should accept either. A government that truly makes human life a priority does not pamper insecurity, it eliminates it. The foremost responsibility of any government is the protection of life and property. Nigeria needs leaders of competence, transparency, and capacity. Leaders who will end this insecurity once and for all. What is going on in Nigeria is clearly intentional. It is an intentional incompetence. Take for instance how the Nigerian Air Force deployed quickly in Benin Republic a few days ago, but they have never deployed that way in their own backyard. Terrorists take all the time in the world. They spend hours attacking a community, they never show up. So what is that? How do you explain that? It's not as if they don't have all the equipment to fight these people, but they never do that. Another example is the vessel that was arrested off Venezuela. That vessel is Nigerian flagged and it is suspected of carrying stolen crude oil from Nigeria. Despite all the technology, millions of dollars they spent under Muhammadu Buhari's administration to equip the Navy with satellites and everything to stop oil theft, but it continues to go on. So Nigerians can see what is going on, from the governor down to the civil servants, from the president down to other civil servants, even down to the commanders in the field. They all want a taste of that security vote. They wouldn't deploy to stop insecurity because if they do that, that security vote will stop flowing into their pockets. So everyone wants to take a cut of the national cake. The question remains, if all of us continue to take a cut from the national cake, what will remain for our children? Thanks for watching.